Hey everybody, I'm back, like back-to-back days, just grinding it out. And I realized when I recorded yesterday's episode, excuse me, that I had the same hoodie on 2 days in a row, which makes it really difficult for some of you to maybe notice if it's a different video or not. So I tried to make sure I had something different today so that when you see the little thumbprint or thumbnail or whatever they call it, that it hopefully is like, oh, it looks like it might be a different one because Jhop's not wearing the same sweatshirt for 4 days in a row or whatever. So there you go. That's something to look by, and I'll try and make sure I'm on top of that. Yesterday's episode, I talked about Oregon was doing the pro day. They've done the pro day. Uh, I mean, really, that's nothing more than a showcase. That's a chance for not maybe maybe not so much Bo Nix, but for some of the other guys, the just non first round guys to maybe get noticed or worked out a little bit. So a Brandon Dorless or some of the others like that, it's more of an opportunity for them than it is for Bo Nix or Troy Franklin. So you're not going to hear a ton there. I think what we heard the most of, though, at least in regards to Bo, and it was Field Yates talking about Bo and the person he is and the way he changed the culture. He wasn't the only one. It kind of got picked up by others, realizing that I think the coaches conveyed to scouts and coaches and whoever was at the event. I know there was a bunch of them. Just what kind of a leader Bo is, and how he can command a team and his presence, and kind of just those intangibles, if you will, things that maybe an NFL GM will have questions about. So I think that was all great. To me, that was kind of the biggest takeaway, from the pro day. Very few of the guys ran 40s. Again, you're not really doing a lot of that. So if a team's interested to call you in for a workout or whatever the case might be, and again, but good to have those guys on campus. Okay, not only to see them, but then you're talking to Coach Landing and Coach Stein and Coach Hampton and all the coaches, and asking, hey, who do we need to start looking at next? Who's next year's group that we'll be back for, which kind of perfectly segues myself into the next topic, which was who are Oregon's next year junior day hopefuls or pro day hopefuls, excuse me, not junior day but pro day hopefuls. And it didn't really click in my head until I kind of just started jotting down some names, kind of going down by position. How much talent's truly on this roster, right? I mean, if you're talking about guys that are having a pro day, it means they're pretty good college football players, right? It means they're dudes. So you look at Dylan Gabriel and his body of work up to this point, he's going to be on radars no matter what. Is he a first rounder? I have no idea. He's probably not a sixth rounder, okay? But he's going to be on NFL boards early on, and we'll see what this season brings for him. Could he play in the first round? Absolutely. You never know. So there's one right off the bat. You look at receiver. What about Tez? I mean, that was a hell of a run to finish the season. He's been playing great. Obviously, he's going to have to get to know Dylan Gabriel this year around, but you kind of look at Tez and his production and think, man, you probably got a home in the NFL somewhere. Again, doesn't mean he's a first rounder, but it means he could get on an NFL roster. You look at Evan Stewart and the potential he brings to Oregon as a transfer, and you look at Trayshawn Holden and think, hey, maybe is this a guy that takes a really big leap, right? I don't think that many people expected Kyrie Jackson to basically be from Alabama's doghouse to being an early round to mid round guy in the way that he is, and he might even sneak into the second round. We don't know, but he's got that type of potential. So you just kind of wonder if Trayshawn Holden can make that jump this year. You look at Jordan Birch, his decision to come back. You've got to think one good year there really puts him on the radar. You got to look at Josh Connerly and Ajani Cornelius, the bookends on the offensive line. Both those guys are going to get early round consideration, in my opinion, more than likely. Justin Jacobs and Jeffrey Bassett, linebacker, their decisions to come back. Bassett was a guy that was already getting like mid-round to late round considerations this year. You got to think it's just going to improve, or you would hope. So again, there's two more guys. And then I just, I threw out Jabbar Muhammad as a corner. I mean, I think he's a guy that's already kind of on the radar. Another big year could get him there. You could maybe argue Cam Alexander. You could maybe argue Kobe Savage, some of the guys on the safety. But I was trying to keep the list lean and guys that seem more surefire. And just right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 guys. And I didn't mention a running back. You got Jordan James, Noah Whittington. Those are guys. You got Terrence Ferguson, excuse me. There's another guy that could. There's more. So, I mean, Jamari Caldwell comes in as a defensive line transfer. Is that another guy that could play his way up? A lot of names. It could, that again. So having all those guys here for pro day this year for Bo Nix and Franklin and JPJ and all the other guys is great because it's great for them, and it's great to have these guys get on their radars early. So that was kind of my big takeaway from it all. As you could probably see, I've been writing a ton of really quick stories, but they're all about June official visits. I don't tend to write a story about every visit that takes place, but an official visit definitely, is a lot more newsworthy than just, somebody showing up on the weekend. So I'll talk about those more because we've already had plenty to talk about with the pro day. A couple quick ones right now is quarterback commit Akili Smith Jr. and wide receiver commit Dallas Wilson, both posted June official visits for Oregon, as have 3 or 4 uncommitted players that Oregon is recruiting. So we'll get into those. I'll do another one tomorrow. I'll do another daily tomorrow, and I'll talk about those. So that'll be the topic for tomorrow. But for now, enjoy the 6+ minute video we did today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in a different sweatshirt.